Hi, I'm Trent Gustus with Keller Williams Realty. After being in the real estate business for 13 years, I've watched the market go up and down. Today we're going to look at the overall real estate market.
So looking at the overall market, when we look at October, the average sold price was $448.74. But that really isn't that meaningful because really it might mean that people are buying less expensive properties this month. Having said that, last year our average sale price was $429, which means that it's quite a bit higher, our average sale price this year. What really is interesting is that we're up to 2,600 sales for October, and last year we were at 2,198. That definitely means that sales were up by about almost 400 units. That's quite good. And as far as inventory added, we added more listings as well. We had another 400, almost 400 listings, new listings added. As far as the inventory is concerned, we actually have a little bit more inventory than we had last year at the same time. We had 7,600 last time. And this about this time of the year, usually listings drop off a little bit. I can tell you from my experience, our the amount of inquiries we're getting on our website for new buyers is pretty good, which means that the buyers are still out there shopping for properties. And of course, that's indicated by the sales. Now, if you think about it, numbers sold in October were almost as high as March, which is getting into that springtime of last year. So that's a good number of sales for that particular time period. So it doesn't look like it's really slowing down all that much when you consider last October it slowed down to almost 2,200 sales in October, and then it steadily dropped from there. Even more interesting is that our sales to list ratio was 72.8%, up from last year at the same time at 67.38%. But I think it's also important to look at what just happened. So we matched September sales, and we were close to October sales. So these ratios are actually quite high, meaning that even though we're actually listing a fair amount of properties, we're actually selling them too. To make our stats a little bit more accurate, we're going to divide the city into different quadrants. So we're going to look at the northeast section first, the northwest section, the southwest section. What we're talking about is Springbank, Discovery, Aspen, those areas. The deep south, the southwest and the southeast, and inner city. Okay, wow, look at the sales increase we had in October over last year in the northeast. So last year we had 179 sold listings, and this year 260 in October. It's a huge difference. And look at the difference in the prices that people are getting now. And most notably is the price per square foot. So the median price was $329. That's what the average person is buying up there. The average was $338, but the median, that means most of the sales. Now look at the price per square foot, $274 above $247 last year. So that means that people are getting more money per square foot. So the average sale prices don't mean much because it could just mean that people are buying more expensive homes. But in this case, when the average price per square foot goes up, it means that people are getting definitely more money for their homes, and more than $25 a foot. Actually, they're getting almost $35 a foot more than they were before, which is pretty good. Now, the average square foot sale, about the same size, $1,260 last year, $1,250 was the average size of each home that was purchased, but pretty phenomenal results for the area. Now, the list prices were $281 and $280 as opposed to $254 and $250. So people are listing them now they're listing them less than $5 a foot. Last year when the sales were slower, they were listing them actually a little bit closer, less than $10, a little bit less than $10. That means that people are listing them closer to the sale prices this year, and they're selling, which is a really good sign for the Northeast. Now, looking at this Northeast market from a supply point of view, we see here that we've got 352 active listings on the market as opposed to 260 that were sold last month. So we would have a little bit more than a month's supply of homes. Now let's look at how they fit into the sales. So currently those list prices are on those properties are $291 a square foot on its average square foot price. And you'll see here that the average asking price was $281, which generated all of the sales for that month. And the median asking prices, that's where the most popular sales range is $286 opposed to $280, which means that the homes that are remaining on the market may be a little bit overpriced, or they're more optimistic about the market. Also, you'll notice that the square footage is very similar to the same size, so which means that current homes on the market are not bigger homes on average than they were last month. So that just tells me that, and of course, look at the list price here. Our median or average list price is 360, and last month the sales on the list price were 338, which means that the homes that are currently available are priced a little bit higher, and they're not even actually bigger homes, which means that these are the group that just aren't selling. They're not within a range to sell at this particular time. Okay, so now we're going to move to the northwest section of the city. So in the northwest, we actually got less sales than we had last year, 5 less sales. And as you can see here, the average sale price is up. The average sale price would be $485 this year, with an asking price of $495, and last year we're at $456 for an average sale price. And as you can see, the homes are about the same size too. We got 1,711 square feet as an average size this year, and 1,693 last year. Very similar numbers this year. So also, but what really is the story is how much people are paying per square foot. And as we can see here, they're actually paying more per square foot, and it's about $15 a foot more than they were last year. So last year, our average sale price per square foot was $278, and this year it's $295, and it's about the same for the median price, which is the median is where most people are buying homes, $278, 21 average square foot, average cost per square foot. Now, but the average sale price is definitely up from a $424 last year to $468 this year. So market is definitely hotter for sellers getting their prices. Having said that, also the market is faster too. We got 25 average days on market as opposed to 31 last year. So market is looking really good in the northwest. Now looking at the market from a supply point of view, right now we got 624 listings now. That's about 2 months supply based on what we had for sold, or a little bit less than that. So we got a lot of listings left on the market. Now the situation with these homes is, on average, they are a little bit bigger. The bigger homes are not selling. We've got a list price of $598 as an average, and a $534 as a median. That's where most of the homes are sitting, is $534. Now, if you look at last month's sales, though, we got 479 was really the median popular list price for properties that were selling. And now these prices of these homes are hitting the median price of $285 is the asking price per foot. That's not too far off the list price of the ones that actually sold, which is $283. That's a little bit higher. So that tells you that the people that are currently still in the market are asking a little higher than the market average prices, and they also have a little bit bigger homes, so they're not selling quite as quickly. But it looks like a little bit more of a supply there for buyers who want to buy in the northwest. Still a very good place to find a property out there. That's good supply. So now we're going to move on to the southwest section of the market. Not the deep southwest, but everything is down as far as Discovery, and everything west of Sarcee, which means that it's not considered the inner city. Okay, when we look at the southwest, like west of Sarcee, what we see is that this year we had 68 sold listings. Last year we had 75, so actually more listings sold last year. That's kind of an interesting event as well. Now from that, we've got the average square footage is a little bit, on the average, it's a little bit smaller than it was last year. But the interesting note here is that, again, people are paying more per square foot. The average sale price being $662 this year and was $635 last year, so it's about a $30,000, a little more than that, price hike from where it was last year. Now the most notable part, of course, is the sale price per square foot. Last year being $319 a foot, and this year being $348, which means that people are paying more for their properties, and it looks like as much as $30 a foot. It's quite a hike for the southwest. Now our average list price was $845, and last year was $776, so that's gone up quite a bit as well for the same size square footage of home. And we look at the median numbers, it tells you that that's up as well. It's about $30,000 as well, or $20,000 here. And we're also selling them in less time, just 6 days less than last year at 36 days. But for the Southwest, my belief is there probably just wasn't as many homes up there available for sale. That's why the buyers didn't buy them. Not that they were on the market, but there wasn't as many available. So that means that the buyers just aren't buying as many homes. Not very far off. We're talking only about I guess 7 homes. So market's still looking good up there as well. Now when we look at the market from a supply point of view, and we see the last month we had 68 sold listings here last month, and we have 231 active listings right now. It means that we've got a large supply, but it's not really where the buyers are buying. When you notice this, the average sale square footage that was sold, or the median sold, was 2,200 square feet, and the median, of course, what's available on the market right now is 24, almost 2,500 feet. So we see that the buyers are really where they're buying at is the 823 range, and what's currently available is over a million, 1.1 million as an average. The median's is 910, and this asking prices were 845. So we've got a little bit of an issue there. The inventory that's left on the market is the higher priced inventory, and there's not as many buyers for it. So we have an oversupply, but the supply is based on properties that are just maybe a little bit out of reach for most people that want to live there. So when you look at the median sale price per square foot, it was $316, and the median for what's available is $370. The median sale price of what happened, or the average sale price, sorry, per square foot is $348, and currently we're at $431 is our current asking price. So it tells me that this is a group that's having a little trouble selling up there, and they're not anywhere close to the average sale price square foot to where the buyers want to buy. So there's some higher end homes that are just a little bit away from the market, and they're taking a little bit longer to sell. Now we're going to talk about the Deep South. We're going to include areas like Silverado, Cranston, Auburn Bay, all of these areas, Copperfield, and these all areas seem to have a little bit of parity as far as how they compete with each other, and we're going to do an overall average on this area. So looking at the Deep South, the units are actually up. So we've got 354 sold listings in October, as opposed to 300 last year. So we got 54 more sales. That's a pretty remarkable amount. And this year we've got an average sale price of $265 on a median square foot, opposed to $242, which is up by a little bit over $20 a foot. And look at our average sale price here, $439 from $416. When people are paying quite a bit more money down there for houses than they were last year, our average square footage is very close to being the same. Was exactly the same on the average, and on the median we're a little bit smaller on the median. So our list prices are up about $25,000, and our average price per square foot is up for the buyer as well. And look at the unit, look at the sales days on market. Look at 21 days on market as opposed to 31. So definitely the South has picked up. It's a hot market down there. Let's look at the inventory right now. Now you can see here we got a lot of listings on the market at 591 listings available down there, and 354 opposed to 354 sales, which means there is a little bit more than, or a little bit less than, sorry, a month's supply. And we've got a high listing down there at we're currently at 4.9 million. Now the problem with that is it raises some of the numbers. So let's just look at the median price, because that's the average where most of the homes are selling, and that's our best comparison. So our median list price per square foot is $276, and our median list price per square foot was $269, which means that the sellers are asking a little bit more money, about $7 a foot more for the houses that are currently on the market. Now, having said that, those homes are also 1,900 square feet, opposed to what was really selling at 1,700 square feet. So that tells you a little bit about where the buyers are at. The buyers are looking at homes that are list priced about $449 and under, and the medians here are $520. These are the ones that are left on the market. So there's just more buyers up to that $450 mark. And as far as the average list price, we're at $580. Of course, this month it's less meaningful because we've got this higher end listing up here taking the average up. But the average price per square foot, usually on larger homes, tends to be less per square foot many times. So this here is telling us that really market's still strong down there. Having said that, some of the homes that are on the market are a little bit higher than the buyer's expectations. The next report will be the inner city market. Okay, now the inner city market. So in October this year, we got 296 sales, and last year 253, which means that market's up as well, over 40 sales more than last year. And our square footage on the average sale is, about the same. Our median sale is very, very close. And look at this. We're matching up with last year on the median price, $599.9 for our sales at that. Or the list price on those. Now our list price per square foot $418 and $443 on the median, but our average median sales price is actually down for the inner city market. That's pretty alarming when you look at the median. But then the sales price per square foot is up quite a bit, almost $25 a foot, $431.28. So the market's definitely up, and these homes are selling in 25 days. And when you look at the average sales price per square foot, it's also up, not quite $20 a foot, from $450 a square foot this year to $431 last year. So that's pretty interesting that the list prices on the average were the same, from one year to the next. It hasn't changed much. $716 this year, but on the median, that's where the most popular sales is in the median group. So this year we're actually asking, the sale price was actually less on average than last year for the median, and it was actually up for the average, meaning that some of these high-end sales made the difference on increasing the average sale price, but they don't increase the median quite the same way. So we had a high sale last year in the month of 2.7 million. This year was 2.9, so that changed our average, but it affected the sales price per square foot on that home was higher. So that it kind of is an inverse. There's some equaling factors here on these properties. So definitely the market's up, and when we look at the average sales price per square foot, that's really the true indicator, because if we have higher sales, that increases the average sale price often, but that's meaningless. It might mean that more people are buying more expensive homes. The median price is really important to look at, and the average sales price per square foot. Okay, so now let's look at our current inventory. We got 762 currently listed properties, and our average list price is over $1 million. And I would say that some of these big high-end properties really increase that. When we look at the median, that changes things, and that's probably our better number to look at here. $819.9 is our median list price, and $473 is the asking price for an 1892 square foot home. Now our square footage on the sales was actually 1334 at $599. So you can see why, when our median is 819, that means there's so many properties sitting on the market right now that are higher than where the buyers are at. And the list price per square foot is also 473 as opposed to 443, is where the sales really are. So we also have our sale price at 585. So that's contributing to some of these properties staying on the market. They're listing. The buyers are just not in these price ranges where the sellers would like them to be. So we've got more listings down there in our market right now.
Back when I started selling real estate, over 90% of the homes I sold were expired listings or homes that other agents couldn't sell. During that time, I learned from my clients the many frustrations that they had selling their homes.
Yeah, we had the home about twice with some other agencies, and they couldn't sell the house. We don't know why. It's a beautiful house.
There was not any interest shown at all in our home by anybody that came and viewed it.
Too many of the other MLS realtors who'd come and show the house, they wouldn't have a clue.
We didn't get any feedback on our showings.
Last time our house was in the market about 3 months, and we've never got any offers.
It's for these reasons I have a very detailed approach on the way I sell my clients' homes. But here's what my clients had to say.
I am a client of Trent Gustus. The reason I'm talking to you today is because I don't want any of you to have to go through the trouble and frustration that we had to in trying to sell our home for the last 4 months. And thanks to Trent, we were able to sell it within 3 days, and I can't tell you how happy I am about that. And now I have no stress. Thanks so much, Trent.
We had our house on the market last year for about 6 months, right, Bruce?
Correct.
And it's a high-end house. It's across the street from the park. It was listed at $1,299,000, and we just really didn't get any offers or any traction on the house, and we couldn't figure out why. Our realtor was really good, really nice guy, but we were asking him for more of a marketing plan for the house, and it just didn't seem to come. So in August, we took the house off the market, and we decided to relist the house in January, yeah. And at that point in time, I remember seeing a brochure that Trent had done up, and it just came in the mail. And that brochure from his company explained how he used video from a marketing perspective and all these other marketing techniques to actually move your house on the market. And we were really impressed with it. So we gave him a call, and Trent came in. And after we had a short conversation with him, we interviewed 3 other realtors, by the way, and none of them had the marketing strategy that Trent has. So Bruce and I decided, okay, let's take a chance with Trent for 90 days, see what happens. We listed it for the same amount of money, $1,299,000, and luckily within 36 hours, amazing actually, our house sold at $1,250,000, and we were really happy. When we were interviewing the buyers, they actually shared with us that they saw our house on the market last year, and they looked at the photographs that were on the MLS, but it didn't really tweak their interest, so they just passed it by. They didn't come up to see the house, and they don't live far away. They're only a few blocks away, but nevertheless, they turned it down. And then when they saw Trent's video, they were really excited, and they said, we got to have a look at this house. And they came up, and they were the ones who made the offer and bought the house. So we're really happy for both Claudia and her husband, and for us to have moved this house so quickly. So thank you, Trent. Job well done, very professional.
Next, I want to talk a little bit about how I do what I do, how I can get results other agents failed to get. I think that you'll agree that many agents do little more than put up a sign and post a bunch of pictures on the internet. And in my experience, the more pictures you have, the more possibility you might have that your home doesn't sell. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have photos, but what you put online is very important. People can pull up hundreds of listings on their computers these days on the internet. And most often, they're trying to weed out the ones that they don't want to see. So if you have 20 or more photos on the internet, there's a good chance that there's one reason or another that a potential buyer might not want to see your home. Even worse, a virtual tour that discloses absolutely everything about your home in a way that doesn't sell your home. You see, most virtual tour marketing is nothing more than a large group of photos put together with soft music. It's what I call disclosure marketing, and it can kill the sale of your home. So that's why I have an entirely different approach to my marketing. My videos are more like a movie trailer. Now just think about how a movie trailer gets you out to the ticket office. They show you a short clip of the movie, the absolute best part. Maybe it's the only good part. They may even throw in testimonials to sell you on going to see the movie. This is exactly what I do with my video marketing of homes. I'll quickly show the best parts of your home. Then I do close-ups on the finer details of your home, the details that really sell the value of your home. Things like the quality of your finishing, the extra money you spent on the landscaping. You see, if we don't tell people enough about your home, buyers then start to qualify your home by square footage. Kind of like ground beef by the pound. But we want people to focus on the value that you're offering. In fact, we want to tell buyers why your home is the best buy in the area, why it's the best value. I might even show comparable sales in your area, how your home is better value. Remember, this is a sales presentation for your home. And your home doesn't need to be a show home for this kind of marketing to work. Here's a perfect example of a home I sold with 3 competing offers. The owner didn't know what to do. The home needed a lot of work and it wasn't selling. Welcome to 234 2211 19th Street Northeast. This 3-bedroom unit is 1,037 square feet. Few townhouse condominiums offer a nice view of the park, especially at this price. You can watch your kids play right from your living room window. The location of this property is right here, and as you can see, it's surrounded by parks. You could just scoot out here on 19th Street with your bicycle and ride all the way to work if you work downtown. And you'll notice that the parks are all around this. The property is close to downtown too, and you'll notice that 16th Avenue is just off 19th Street and close to Deerfoot. Very quick commute to work. 234 is an exceptional buy, as currently there's two other properties available that are much higher in price. Priced at $199.9. As we can see, it is renovated and it's rather nice, but we believe at our price at $149.9 that it's an excellent deal and there's lots of room for someone to make some money. For just about $20,000 in renovations, you could have a property that looked just like this one. And as you can see, the square footage is actually smaller than our unit at 234. Currently there's two units for sale. This one at number 395, it's also a little bit smaller than our unit. In the same complex, done in nice hardwood. It wouldn't take very much at all to replace the kitchen in this unit and do a little bit of work, and you'd have a great unit. With the going rate of these properties being close to $200,000, our property of 234 at a price of $149.9 is an exceptional purchase. As you can see here, the property needs a little bit of TLC, but it's got a huge kitchen. And just look at the view you've got. The living room is large as well. This unit has a full unfinished basement, and just look at these new railings. The building has been upgraded as well. Here's an example of a home that was on the market 2 years with another agent. Welcome to 90 Aspen Ridge Way Southwest. The first thing you'll notice when you approach the home is the $67,000 they spent on the exterior finishing. Just look at this custom masonry. You'll always know who's at your door with this video entry system. When owning an estate home such as this one, the entry should be grand, and this one's vaulted with a solid cherry curved door and unique architecture. And when your guests look down to take off their shoes, they'll notice this custom slate tile inlay. All of the doors in this home are solid 8-foot cherry doors. In the front of the home, you've got this large office. Included is this built-in cherry desk and cabinets. On the main floor, this is one of the larger half bathrooms that you'll see. This is a custom-built home by Keith Anderson, owner and manager of Deca Design. The climate in this home is very comfortable with 2 air conditioning units and 2 air return systems. In a home this big, you wouldn't want extension cords everywhere. The in-floor plug-ins are conveniently located. Often overlooked, this home has amazing windows and architecture. The home feels like a grand hall with a 12-foot 9-inch ceilings. And it's cozy with this real wood-burning fireplace, oversized with natural stone and cherry mantle. And lighting the fire is a snap with the gas log lighter. There was $65,000 spent on the millwork to finish this kitchen, and you'll notice that all of the cabinets don't have the same facing for that unique look, all solid cherry. There was $27,410 spent on Miele appliances in this home. This double wall oven includes a warming drawer. They thought of every little convenience here, including this bread box and large pot drawers right under the stove where you want them. Both sinks in the home have carburetors, and those carburetors have this neat little switch built right into the counter. Evidence of the elaborate millwork is everywhere. Just look at this ceiling. See who's knocking at your door right from your kitchen. The countertop depth Sub-Zero refrigerator blends right into the cabinetry. No problem to find a step to get to your upper cabinets when you need to find something. Custom drawer with custom steps. This home features a unique granite from a quarry in Brazil. Stepping just outside the kitchen, you'll notice this beautiful patio with 10 mil glass railings. No top rail in this portion keeps the sight lines clean. Never worry about your awnings and the wind. There's wind sensors on these, and they pull in when the wind comes up. This home has lighting everywhere. 2 vacuum flow systems make this home very easy to clean. This home is really well designed architecturally. You'll notice that these railings are spaced away with a space in the deck to allow the south sun to come in to the basement windows. The rear deck is a nice place to sit on a warm, rainy day. This home is private, with reserved land behind that will never be built on and a view of the mountains. You'll never draw the blinds. The third fireplace in this home is right in the master bedroom. It's a gas fireplace and low maintenance. You can turn all the lights on the home right from your bedside. $4,000 was spent on custom cabinetry in the walk-in closet. More of that Brazilian granite on the tub surround. Over $8,000 was spent on the custom millwork in the ensuite bath. This $3,500 programmable air tub has color therapy as well. Relax at the end of a cold, hard day in a steam shower. There's plenty of room on the main floor for guests. We spent almost $8,000 on the custom millwork and cabinetry in the laundry room for your convenience. The triple drive-through garage is huge, with even enough room for a ramp for wheelchair access, right out of the rain. Going downstairs, an open tread cherry solid staircase. Entertaining in the basement, you've got a full-on wet bar with refrigerator, dishwasher, and microwave, all wired for your home theater system. And again, downstairs is bright, just like the upstairs level, with the $65,000 worth of windows everywhere, coffered ceilings, and access to an outdoor patio. Just off the back basement door is a walk-in closet. This is way better than a shed. Sound throughout the home is also included in the exterior speakers. These were $100 a piece. 2 large bedrooms in the basement, one with its own ensuite. All rooms in this house have comfortable heat with hydronic in-floor heating on both levels, water softener, 2 complete vacuum systems, and all kitchens have reverse osmosis water taps on each sink. The Bang & Olufsen power management system can record your patterns of when you turn lights on and off, when you dim them, everything, so that you can save this pattern and then replay it so you never need to remember to turn on a light. This system is integrated throughout the home. It controls the water fountains outside, the lighting for the fountains, the fountain motors, when it turns on. Everything can be monitored and programmed the way you want. It can also optimize for power savings as well. All of this sits on this spectacular location with this great view. Close into the city, Aspen's very convenient. There was over $95,000 spent on landscaping here by Ongrowing Works. There's a brand new irrigation system as well. With one of the largest lots in the subdivision, this home sits in the perfect location, backing onto the green space in Aspen Reserve, and with the view of the mountains. It's an unbeatable combination. If you like this property and you'd like to book a showing, call us today at 403-862-9610. This is just 2 examples, but in 13 years of marketing homes, I've got hundreds of examples of turnaround situations. High and low-end homes, fixer-uppers, show homes. I've marketed a home just like yours. So call me today for a low-pressure interview to discuss the sale of your home.